All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to All You Can Eat Chelsea episode 232. Oh boy, and I know this is going to be a banger. This is going to be a banger. The boys are ready as well. They're ready, locked and loaded, ready to unleash. Um, Matisse, bro, how you doing, man?
Very well, brother. Very well. We
Nice.
needed that big win, needed a statement win as
Yeah,
well. I feel like we owe it to ourselves because it almost feels like since the Club World Cup, we've just as soon as the broadcasting of the Premier League has started and all the ops are watching, we've just let ourselves down a little bit. And given a false representation of what we're about. So that was needed, man, just to remind everybody what we're capable of.
do you know what? I love the fact that you started off with saying false representation and what we are capable of because there's so many players we can praise, but I really wanted to start things off from there. But before we do that, Javon, my bro, how you doing?
For the first time in a few weeks, my footballing life and my actual life is syncing up to give me a good weekend, you know. So I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm happy to be back with the boys. You know, we can actually dissect the game and dissect some of the things that we saw because that game kind of justified why we were saying this team could do more. No, why we were saying Maresca especially could do more. But we'll get into it when we start.
100%, man. Nah, honestly, that's the message I took out of that. Like every single player played so well out of their skin against a team that supposedly was meant to beat us up. You know, they showed ambition during the summer window, this, that, the other. And we're going to get into all of that. Don and Eunice will come through. Eunice, I think, might be in and out. He's just in a bit of a meeting. Don will come on the show very, very soon. So, yeah, don't worry about that. Matisse, let's kick things off, bro. Lots of things to talk about. But as I said, I really want to talk about what you said, that false representation. I need to talk about this because a lot of, and I'm not even talking about the rival fans anymore. Like I'm talking about our fans, right? I'm pretty sure you've been getting attacked on your comments or on your live streams. That what are you trying to overhype this team for? I'm sure Javon's getting the same thing as well. What are you trying to talk up this team? We're not even that great. You know, we should humble ourselves. Matisse, I felt that. I mean, off the back of that match, and what a wonderful winner, Esteban William, the euphoria of it. The biggest message I took out of it, I want you to talk about this as well, is that do you feel now hopefully people can see why people like us believe we should be in a conversation. Whether we win the Premier League title or not, we don't know. Whether we win the Champions League or not, we don't know. But we need to be in the conversation because if that is the kind of performance a team with so many injuries can put out,
Mm.
why can't that happen on a week-to-week basis? And do you feel that this is one of the biggest reasons us as a community, we've been believing in this squad too? And we know there's flaws. No one's trying to hide away from the flaws. But this is why we are saying this team is capable of so much more.
It's difficult because in the league, you need consistency. In the cups, it takes a lot to not believe any Chelsea team can do something in the cups. When you see Palace, when you see Newcastle, it's like a bare minimum expectation that you kind of have to do something in the cups because you don't need to be the best. To be in the league conversations, you do have to be consistently the best. And I feel like it's a bipolar situation because there's players that are consistent. There's players that are ready to be consistent. That's not a surprising performance from Cucurella. That's not a surprising performance from Caicedo. That's not a surprising performance for Reece James, you know? But it is a surprising performance when Gittins comes on and plays that well. It is a surprising performance when Badiashile is fit and then he plays that well. And then he's not fit again because he got injured and hopefully he's okay. It is a
Yeah.
surprising performance when Gusto in midfield, with maybe because of the set of instructions are different to what they would be in possession in a high possession game, plays that well in that position. So there's players that are capable of being in the conversation, and there's players that are maybe not and need to prove and need to show that they're capable of being in that position. So that is for me the issue, is that we're always capable of these big games. We showed it against PSG. We show it against Liverpool. Like we got enough stars and we got enough top players to be winning these types of games. It's actually the games where we're expected to win, the back fives, the low blocks, the teams that offer the long throws, offer the set pieces, offer that type of threat that we've struggled. So I always thought, this is gonna be a tight game. I predicted 1-1 because obviously our defense, I wasn't really sure what I was gonna do, but I knew it was gonna be a tight game, and we just got it over the line in the end, and we deserved to. It was brilliant. But I can understand. This is the thing. I can understand why people don't think we can be involved, because we don't have enough players that can be consistent of a high level, and we know they can just drop masterclasses, but they can't do it week to week. It's all well and good doing it at Liverpool. You need to do it next, after the international break, 5 games in the bounce. You need to win 5 in a row. The manager has to put in that level of tactical masterclass for 5 games in a row. He's got to bring on you for 5 games in a row. You know what I'm saying? He's got to use Mark Yu. Yeah? There's the Mark Yu enjoyer himself.
I know you saw that pressing like he had a battery in his back. You know what I mean? I know you saw that pressing and that sliding, bruv. Yeah. I know you saw how Mama. What's that keeper's name? Mama Di Garia. Yeah.
Mama Trashville. I call him Mama Trashville,
bro. You know what I mean? Mama Di Fili, whatever his name is. Yeah.
Mama Trashville.
Fili was kicking the ball far, bro. Because every 2 seconds he was just hunting man down, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. Van Dijk's having to grapple with someone instead of Pedro leaving him, bro. You know what I'm saying? Play my boy more, bro. You know what I mean?
I love how Don literally just arrived. Don just literally just came through, and he's pressing, bro.
That's why we got introduced. We had to introduce him with that. You know what I'm saying? I just mentioned Mark Yu. I just knew that Don would just take the finish the race. Finish the race. You know what I mean? Finish the race.
Dan, this whole weekend I've been shameless. I'm like, we beat Liverpool so bad, Mark Yu got game time.
but the point is that the margin for error for being in a race isn't, you don't have a lot of room for that, right? It shouldn't be much difference between 4th and 2nd. When I predict us 2nd, I said, you know what though, 2nd, but it won't be 3rd very far behind. It won't be 4th very far behind. This should be a pack. This should be a group. Because I've always said, as much as we've got our weaknesses, they've got theirs. But the problem is that we've got to be consistent. And we obviously need the injuries but the manager has to be consistent. The fringe players, the squad players have to be consistent when called upon. They have to be brought on, then they have to be consistent. And asking teenagers at centre-back or here on wing to be consistent is a very tough ask. So I get the perspective of why people don't think. Now, I don't think, Matisse just sitting on the fence. He's just trying to keep everybody happy. What I don't understand is Maresca out. And that is what I said last week. I said it the week before. I can understand if you don't think we're in a title race. That's just me standing next to my sword and saying, I'm going to war. You don't have to come and die with me if you don't think we're capable. I completely understand why you don't think we're capable. Like I said, it's very, very fluid situation. But boy, Maresca out. Boy, nah, I'm not with that. No. I'm not with that at all. That's what he's capable of as well as a manager. Setting up like that against Slot, absolutely tactical masterclass. He set that team up to perfection to beat Liverpool, and he can do. That's what he's capable.
And Matisse with what? Like so many players out. Do you know what I mean? And this is what I wanted to talk about as well, and others chime in too. Like Javon, if you want to chime in, and Don too. I wanted to say that a couple of things. One, you see the level of transfers Liverpool has done over the summer. One of the biggest things our fan base have been saying all throughout this summer, look at Liverpool, look at the ambition. They're going out there getting, Florian Wirtz. They're going out there getting Isak, Iketike, Frimpong, Kerkez. Are they looking like they are gelling? If anything, it's starting to affect the game of Salah. It's starting to affect the game of maybe Szoboszlai, it's starting to affect the game of their defense. It's not just about, and I'm not advocating here for not spending money. That's not what I'm trying to advocate. But what I'm trying to advocate is, it's not just about just get everyone and anyone. It's got to start making, and this is why all throughout this season, from the beginning, I've said, don't worry about individual players. As Matisse said, and I've been saying the same thing on my channel, it's a collective. Start thinking as a collection. Look at this team, not specifically, oh, but Gittins isn't good. Garnacho is not good. That person's not. No, have a look at what Gittins can provide in a collection. Have a look at what Garnacho can provide in a collection. Have a look at what XYZ can provide in a collection. When I talk about defense, people want to do, so many people before the Liverpool game said, Miz, oh, we are cooked. Badiashile and Achapong against their attack. And I said, why do you talk about, when you talk about defense, why are you only talking about Badiashile and Achapong? Reece James is going to be there to support defense. Cucurella is going to be there to support the defense. Caicedo is going to be there to support the defense. It's a collective. It's not just about the two defenders. It's a collection. So, I mean, Javon, like this notion that I've just said, should we as a fan base need to start understanding this a lot more, as opposed to get me that 100 million player, get me that 80 million player, get me, like, it's not going to work out always like that.
It doesn't necessarily work out like that, but that doesn't mean you completely look the other way. I think we're speaking like this because the club forced us to speak like this based on the signings that they made. I genuinely think the issue with Liverpool is they spent. There was a running joke. There was running current joke this weekend. There was a theme. Liverpool just started spending money. You know that, bruv? That just won $1 million and just started spending money left here and there. They don't know how to. They just start spending money and brand name clothes and not putting it all together. Simply saying, they got a Ekitike. They didn't have to go for a Isak. They could have bought a second striker and then use the money on a Rodrigo and I use the money to shore up defense and actually buy a DM, because they don't have a natural DM. They have CMs playing in the middle of the park to kind of balance out the team. And again, the way how Slot wants to play, transition from the clock ball to the slot ball, he needs those additional pieces. So the fancy signings, they're not gelling right now because they just doesn't fit how Slot wants to play. You understand? So, and we're coming from a summer where all the other team bought multiple positions to improve their squad on a whole, much like you said. You understand? So, with that being said, I agree with you to a certain extent, but that doesn't mean our left-hand side, I'm still not concerned over our left-hand side. That doesn't mean the signings are Garnacho and Gittins were warranted when we still needed another centre-back. Yes, Badiashile played well, and I'm going to give him praise when we get there. But at the same time, he was our only senior centre-back. Imagine if it went the other way. If Maresca did get it wrong, what would the conversation be like today? We would still be crushing it on the sporting directors. Remember, not just the last show. Matisse went on a whole thing about the sporting directors, which is true, and we all agree. But I'm saying these are the fine margins. Winning games are the fine margins between us. Consistently talking about the sporting directors and giving them a break one episode or two. So the sporting directors still had to bring in quality of note on that left-hand side and in the defense. The midfield is fine. So basically, long story short, we still need quality. We still need to have best of both worlds.
And I completely hear that, Javon. I'm not disregarding one bit. Don't bring in quality. That's not the message I'm trying to send here. The message that I'm trying to say is simply bringing in Isak, Wirtz, like, players that we would like in our football club, right? Wouldn't we want an Isak in our football club? Wouldn't we want a Wirtz in our football club? But what I'm trying to say, simply just bringing in these people is not going to mesh up a good team.
And that's what I said.
A good team. Like, look at, for example, Arsenal, for instance, right? Arsenal's got a squad that they believe in and they're trying to hone in on the Premier League title. But when you look at their midfield, for instance, Declan Rice is a very, very good player. Don't get me wrong. But, for instance, Zubimendi. He's just arrived. It's not like we can say he's absolutely torn it apart in the Premier League already. He's been good, but he's part of a cog. He's part of an engine that works together. You look at Mikel Merino, right? He's another one of these squad players that seems to work in a cog. Odegaard, who's been out of form for so long, but he's still part of that cog. They've brought in Eze, who's obviously done well, but Martinelli is now providing things off the bench. Saka is on in and out. Gyökeres is not really there at the moment, performing to the highest.
I get that.
I hear that.
But they're still giving up wins. Do you know what I mean?
We have to finish above Liverpool to have that conversation at the end.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, this is the facts. Liverpool are 4 points ahead of us with all of those new signings, all of those changes, and they're not even good in terms of how they're playing and their performances. So I don't want to get into a general conversation about us and our allocation of funds right now in terms of balance, because the balance is still not where it needs to be. It's just numerically in certain positions, like I've said, and quality in certain positions. Even though Liverpool, you can make the case that they've got quality, but they haven't got balance, or they haven't got quality in defense as well, because they don't. In terms of the full
or a bench.
Yeah, in terms of the right back situation, they've signed a wing back at right back. But we have to win 5-6 games on the trot before I start making sweeping.
Yeah, but let's talk about our balance though, right? Because this is a big thing that I've had a problem with Maresca this season, right? Just the balance of the team. You know, playing 2 right-footed centre backs at the back, it doesn't allow you to build up properly, especially on that left-hand side, right? Chalobah on the left-hand side, it's not even his fault. It's not left-footed. Yeah. Badiashile on the right-hand side, it's not his fault if he can't turn his body. He's not right-footed, right? But in this game, 2 centre-backs that are different-footed. So Josh is a ball carrier like a Fofana. He's right-footed. Badiashile is left-footed. Look how many times Garnacho was getting on the ball. Look how many times Enzo was getting on the ball in the left pocket. And that's because we've got a left footer that can get the ball and quickly just open his body, bam. Right, Josh on the other side, open his body. To be fair, the passing needs to improve from him from the back. Yeah, but you get the point that
he's more like the Fofana. I'm gonna take the ball and go when I get a chance. Yeah,
he does that, but he does give away the ball a lot at times where he just passes to them and he doesn't.
Classic right back trait, isn't it? Like to carry the ball and bomb forward.
Yeah. So like he needs to. A lot of his passing is loose. He needs to lock his foot more. He needs to watch how Badiashile and that do it. I'm not saying he'll do it as good as them, but when he passes the ball, it's a little bit too. The information's lacking a bit. You know, it just kind of just goes and then it gets intercepted. You got to lock your foot, man. You know what I'm saying? But you're talking about the balance there. Garnacho for me on the left looks way more balanced than Neto. I'm sorry to say it, people, but he just looks way more comfortable on that side in comparison to Neto, right? Obviously, in the shape, Enzo looked like he was playing in a 10. But he was actually more playing in the left little pocket kind of thing, right? And, you know, when we play against the smaller teams, Enzo might look like he's starting in the 10, but then it will be him and Palmer, for example, or him and, I don't know, João Pedro, for example, if Delap's playing up top or Guy was playing up top, right? But these are the things that I'm looking at right now. We can talk about the recruitment, but we got to think about the squad. I'm thinking about the balance of the team. I'm thinking about Maresca now playing 3 midfielders, a 3-man midfield in there. If Lavia can stay fit, for example. Right, you play Lavia, you play Enzo, you play Caicedo. You've got a little bit more solidity. You saw how much protection Enzo had with Gusto and Caicedo in there. Obviously, Gusto didn't really add to the balance on the ball, but off the ball, he added that balance. Yeah. He was chasing man down, bro. Gravenberch, McAllister, especially all these man. Gusto was onto them every time they get the ball. They were onto them, right? So you got to replicate that with Lavia, with Caicedo, with Enzo, especially without Palmer being there, right? And if you want to use Esteval as your wild card for now, when Palmer comes back, you play Palmer on that side. You're starting to trust Reece a lot more now. I'm seeing Reece starting to overlap a lot more now. You know, maybe Reece is starting to trust his body. You know,
don't tell me with a good time.
Don't tell me a dream.
Yeah, I'm not telling you a dream, but listen, maybe Reece has been eating some African food lately, bro. You know what I mean? Some chicken, some Eba. He's been eating some African food recently because he's looking strong and he's looking slim. Yeah. So if you can trust Reece to overlap, no problem. You start Palmer on that side and you have a 3-man midfield to lock down and protect the team a lot more, right? And that's why for me, I don't want to sit here crying about, we didn't sign a centre-back, we didn't sign that. Correct. We know these problems, bro. But at the end of the day, You gotta be able to problem solve, bro. If you're broke right now, you
That's
keep crying,
it.
I'm broke, I'm
That's
broke.
it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, Miss? Like, you can't sit there all day. Like, for
This
example, you know,
is what I'm
but
saying.
I'm broke, but they're not doing anything about it, right? You just want to complain and think it's gonna change. Nothing's gonna change unless you problem solve, bro. You know what I mean?
But Dan, a couple weeks ago, I said this to Matisse, and he said, "We don't have time to be doing this." I said, if it's not working, if our 10 is not there, go to a 3-man midfield. And finally, the football god slapped that man on his ball and said, "Hey, listen to when the Jamaican man speaks, right? Because look how different we look, because you have bodies you can play in midfield to change the shape." Right?
The only thing to add that is Gusto cannot play in that position.
No, not consistent.
95% of the time.
No.
Let's just make that clear. Right?
So it's not about
let's make that clear. That was a
one-off.
Let's make that clear.
But hold on. To do that, then you need Santos Lavia to be available, because the manager's gonna want to have a CM on the bench. He's gonna want to have someone on the bench that he can bring on as well. So I hear that, and I got no problem with a 4-3-3 whatsoever, especially when there's no Palmer. What's happening?
Yeah, but that's why it's frustrating. With Palmer, we'll get onto it in a sec, and that's why it's frustrating that our depth has been injured, bro. Yeah, Santos, Asugo. That's why, bro. For me, that's why I was even looking at the season a lot differently, because I'm like, I think we're even going to be more solid, because when I'm looking at our midfield, it's so hard to even get through the middle because of who we have. And for me, I believe that Maresca would use the likes of Santos and that more often if they were available. Like, for this game, I think Santos would have started. If he was fit, I reckon he would have probably started instead of Gusto, right? To be doing what Gusto was doing, and then you bring Lavia off the bench. He could have probably started him in this game, because he on the ball, Santos is finding Pedro in behind. He's finding Neto in behind. Gusto was good off the ball, but on the ball, a couple of times he missed the pass, man. Could have played Pedro a couple of times, he's not playing it.
Do you know what? The best of managers out there, and as Matisse said from the start of the, like, I've never been Maresca out. Like, I've never even said that. Yeah, there's been times where I've criticized him, and rightly so. We've all criticized him. And he's a manager that's growing with the team. He's a development manager as well. We've got everything development. We've got the manager development, we've got the players development, we've got the sporting directors who are also development sporting directors, owners who are also development owners. None of these people hold experience at the nth level at any in this industry. But I've been saying that the best of the best managers, if you want to reach that level, you've got to be problem solver. I love the way Don said, I'm going to come here every week and say, but I'm broke. Brother, go and find a job.
Do something about it, bro. You know what I mean?
Find a job. Do what you need to do to bring food to your table. Find a solution.
I agree.
Find a solution.
When you are broke and you are trying to find a job, it's very rare you're going to win an Oscar that year. It's very rare you're going to win a Grammy that year. So this problem solving and find a job, and that's all great. But at some point, this guy needs to have the tools and the luck with the injuries where, no, go win a Grammy. Go win an Oscar. You know why? Because I've given you absolutely everything and more. There is zero excuses. There is zero time to even think. There is only apply, only do, only win. Because the title winners, they very rarely have to do all of this problem solving, all of this magician work, all of this subtraction, addition, bid mass, bod mass, fractions. They just have to just put the team out week in, week out, because they know their best team. They've got their super subs. They've got their guys that are competitive in the squad. They've got their experience off the bench. They've got their captains, their leaders. There's no excuses. And that is what a Premier League winning team looks like. And a Premier League winning team that plays Champions League football at the same time. Not Conte. Don't bring Conte up again with Alonso and Moses. And he's a top manager as well, by the way. Not a rookie, which we appoint rookies. We develop and bring in managers that have to learn. Don't forget that part as well. They brought in a manager that needs to learn. So he's not going to come in here and do everything that we want him to do immediately. He has to learn. We don't have Conte. We don't have Pep. We don't have Klopp. We don't have world-class Ancelotti. So when we're talking about finding solutions, that takes time for people learning on the pitch and off the pitch. So if the person off the pitch is going to have to problem solve, give him less problems so he doesn't have to solve as many so we can win. That's where we have to get to.
I don't think anyone disagrees with what you're saying. And
Mm.
listen, don't worry, bro. The pressure. Listen, when it comes to the summer and that, again, the pressure's gonna be on. We are gonna be pressuring them. We're gonna be having conversations about, yo, bring this guy, bring that guy, bring that guy. January, we'll see what happens there and what we need and whatnot as well. I'm just saying for now, right? For now, because we can't, like I said before, we can't change anything about our squad. Let's talk about how
the window's closed. The
window's closed. Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's just kind of like, okay, I hear your frustration and no one disagrees. We all agree. Yeah. But the facts are, we've got bad issue right now. We've got these injuries right now. We've got this guy right now. We've got to make use of what we've got. You know what I mean? We have to make use of what we've got, bro.
Absolutely.
That's what it is for me. And I'm looking around. I'm seeing Liverpool. I don't think they're happy with their depth like that. You know what I mean? I don't think they're happy.
No, Liverpool fans are calling out Florian Wirtz right now, big time.
Like, bro, emergency meeting settings, bro. We sent them to have therapy. How good does it feel?
Bro, for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, Javon, you know? 2 weeks, bro.
Tell me which club didn't want Florian Wirtz when he was up in the market.
We didn't.
Well, we weren't going to entertain 100 and whatever million. So, put us away. But he was getting touted for what? Real Madrid. He was getting touted for Bayern Munich, and eventually ended up going to City. Oh yeah, Manchester City, and he eventually ended up going to Liverpool. So, and now all of a sudden, that fan base, and not just Liverpool as a fan base, like so many people, rivals as well, looking at Florian Wirtz like, ooh, is this another one of those cases like from Bundesliga? You know, have we been done again? But that's a genuinely good footballer. Do you know what I mean? And it only takes what, 7, 8, 9 games to turn everyone around. So this is what I'm trying to say, like that. It's not about just simply
buying
Galacticos. We need to start contemplating as a unit. And the reason why I say this is because I think a lot of different areas in our team is good. Like, for example, Matisse has been going in many different platforms this weekend. Don as well. Big up to Don, bro. You smashed it at SDS. But
thank you, man.
Look at Caicedo, for instance.
Yeah.
How many players out there can chat to Caicedo? Right? That's a huge that's a huge player that you can already put it as a cornerstone and say, okay, we can start from here. Then you've got Cucurella. Then you've got Reece James. Then you've got, Enzo Fernandez. Then you've got XYZ. Like, you start building a team around. It's not the most perfect, outfit, but there's enough there, and there's enough in the bench as well to formulate something. There's no reason why we should, if you look at the games that we've dropped points, Man United, there's no reason for losing against them.
Brother. Hold on.
We've lost a lot of games due to individual quality, and that is what I want to pick up on what Javon said. The individuals in this team have got to step up and use their brain. You cannot be getting sent off in games for no reason, when really just let the goal go in and keep playing.
Yep.
Liverpool, we conceded 1-1. Not the end of the world. You know why?
We continue
because we just continue.
We got 11 men.
We got 11 men.
11 men.
If the situation in that equalizer is different, and instead of the goal going in, we decide to get a red card to stop the goal going in. We're down to 10 men. And then last half an hour is 10 men. We draw that game probably, right? Or we don't win because now Maresca's hooking 5 man off and he's setting up in a low block with 20 minutes to go. Keep 11 people on the pitch, please, because this is what is capable. 11 people on the pitch,
including Maresca.
Maresca decided to get sent off. That's his business to get sent off. That's his difference to get sent off, right?
I love that. I was being there. I didn't even, bro.
I didn't even know.
I didn't even know either.
I didn't even see him doing that. It's only after I saw. I was the game.
What kind of woke nonsense is this, bro? Where a manager's getting sent off for
celebrating
players. So all those years I saw Mourinho running down the touchline,
That means he got a little. That means he got another yellow.
Running onto the pitch at the Camp Nou, Conte running down the touchline. What, these men will all get sent off for this? Is it
sent off, bro?
let me say something about what Matisse said about the title race. I echo that fully, but I don't think even the average players needs to step it up to that world class level. I think if they can give us a consistent 7 out of 10, we'll still win more games than not. So
Fully agree.
I'm not
Fully
even asking you to Badia Shield, for example. I've seen that Badia Shield performance before when he just came through the door, right?
Yeah,
I'm not asking you to give me that level every week, but what I'm asking you for is a 7.5, 8 out of 10. Simple. There's times where I'm seeing Badia Shield dictating and helping the youngster. He said, yo, pass it back there. I'm going to run back and receive it. I'm applauding you. I'm applauding you when you make a good play. I'm managing you so you have to do less thinking. So that means he takes the worry off you. And let's talk about Robert Sanchez. For a man that I have criticized so much that I've had no faith in, that man did not put a foot wrong that day.
Maybe one or two balls. Maybe one or two.
One or
balls,
two
but
long balls.
for him,
yeah, but majority of the time,
he gave it 8. He gave it 8.
Some of his passes to Garnacho were nuts.
There was one ball that he played, yeah. There was one ball
and
that
the control
from
Garnacho as well.
Yeah, João Pedro should have been there, right? But honestly, bro, man played. I just saw the ball fly, yeah, boom, and then Garnacho just brings it down, one touch. I want to say something about his touch as well in the air, right? I know some people were saying like on the floor it's a bit bobbly and that, but honestly, bro, this guy's touch when the ball was coming down in the air,
very good.
Is
absolutely kills it.
Yeah. It just kills it down, bro. It just kills it down, and that's a mad skill. That's not an easy skill, bro. Sometimes the ball, you know, your eyes, bro, when you're looking up here, especially under the lights of the bridge, you're looking up, the lights can go in your eyes. You know what I mean? Like your coordination, you can lose coordination with the ball. To bring that ball down one time and to control it and move with it is a serious skill to have, bro. You know what I mean? So that was good from him.
And that's why I wanted to talk about Robert Sanchez, because even when he was getting pressed in the past, we'd see him boot it out, but he boot it out to one of the side or just put it in a general direction. No, this man said, you know what, Garnacho should be there and putting it that way. And not one of those long passes were off point, because guess what? It helped us relieve pressure, bypass the press, and it's an immediate 1v1. And he even did the same thing when Gittins came on. And I've been one of Gittins' hardest critic, but that's what wing play is like. And I'm talking about the wing play. Picks up the ball, drives, whips it far post. The keeper bars it. Estevao says, you know what? Whatever you can do, I can do too.
I can do too. Yeah.
When you do these things, you challenge the keeper. It may go in, he may not. He may parry, the keeper may parry, he may not. But he leaves the keeper thinking, he leaves the defense thinking, hey, I cannot let this guy get a run on me, get a step on me, because one of these shots are going to go in. We need more of that in the wing play.
Yeah, so man, I'm telling you, that's what you want to do against teams like this, bro. Yeah, because at the end of the day, football is a mental game as well, right? As much as it's a physical game, when you're consistently attacking the way that we were, because I don't know if you guys have seen the video Chelsea put, like we're constantly knocking down the door.
Yeah,
the camera and that. Yeah, that's how you mentally fatigue players, bro, and opponents. You keep going,
100%.
Right? You keep going, and Rom's even messaged me after saying, "Yo, I can't lie, when Gittins was getting on the ball, broski, the guy was, he was making me feel on edge." And that's what I was saying to you lot last week about the Benfica game. I said to you lot after the Benfica game, I said, bro, when people were cooking him about his performance, I said, you know what? If the execution was off, cool, but I see you, Gittins. I like how you're trying to actually run at someone now. It's your intent that's on now, right? You're not scared. You're not shy away from people.
I agree with you. I agree with you, but that's very similar to what Madueke showed when he first came in. Do you remember his dribbling?
Madueke was worse than this, man.
No. Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
I agree with Matisse.
In terms of dribbling, in terms of intent, in terms of running at players, that's very similar to what Madueke was offering. And this is what
but Matisse, my point is though, is that we signed Gittins to be direct, right? And the reason why I'm saying this is because the first few games when he was playing, I wasn't seeing the main attribute we signed this guy for. He was getting the ball and he was just giving it away straight away, like not even trying to run at anyone, right? So he obviously, bro, the other day he wasn't amazing. He was just decent. Like he came on, he played a role in winning the game, and even for the goal that we scored, he's the one that passed the ball to Enzo. And obviously Enzo played it to Cuckoo and that, right? I'm just saying that now I'm seeing him taking the handbrake off a little bit, and it's like, yo, okay, now I'm starting to actually get warm with it. You know what I mean? And then as the season goes on, I expect him to be even more confident, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You know, Don, what I would love him, and it would have been so amazing if Gittins had a better execution on this one. Remember the pass, boys? Lavia picks it up from midfield and he whips one to
bro.
As soon as the pass went in my live stream, I was like, "Oh, this is going to set up an opportunity right now." And then Gittins went awful with his touch, and he went inside when he really should have maintained the line because the pass was so good. All he had to do was take the ball on his stride, carry on with your speed, and then lash a shot. But he went inside.
Brother, I'm still stuck.
That was gonna be either a goal or it's gonna be a red card there because you're gonna bring him down. Yeah. If the touch was perfect, he's rossing it straight away.
Brother, I haven't got to the pass. I want getting to. I'm more stuck. I wouldn't have your dash too, man.
Normal when Reece James is playing a grass cutter. Normal when Lavia is just sending 2 man. Caicedo just sending Van Dijk to the fucking stratosphere, bro, with that dummy and then that fake shot and then just licked it top corner, bro. This is normal behavior. The reason why I'm gonna temper my hype for these wingers is because there's a lot more in that first half that could have been done by Neto and Garnacho against Bradley. There's a lot more that could have been done, right? And Gittins, I'm gonna leave him even to the side even more because he's so he's so raw. He's 20, and to be honest, this is very similar to what Madueke was doing when he arrived, in my opinion. Until you show levels above, I'm not gonna go too far. You know who did show levels out wide? You know who showed levels?
The kid himself.
Doesn't matter what age. Doesn't matter what age. Doesn't matter if you speak English clearly. Doesn't matter if you're new to the league, new to the country. This is what quality wing play is all about. Esteval Willian. This guy is looking like he wants to be a starter. Even when he's not starting, we're begging for him to start. Please start Esteval. Bring on Esteval. We're getting dribbling, carrying the ball in the middle of the pitch against Lincoln, comes on, goes past players. Yes, it's Lincoln, but it's not like the other wingers were that confident to do that, right? He comes in, does that. This guy's coming in, he gets off that same shot Gittins has, but then he doubles up with an assist. It should be an assist for Enzo. It's a beautiful delivery.
Easy.
Enzo was great behind the ball.
The work rate, tracking back. Don't forget about the work rate, tracking back all the way to the line. Yeah, intercepting.
He picked up the ball, he won the ball and dribbled out to the midfield and laid
Yeah. And that was great. That was 2 at 1-1 as well, bro. That was brave for him to even do that.
And you know what? A player like this can get a worldie, or they could go and score a screamer. No, do you know what I loved even more? This is a timed back post run that brings maturity, observation, anticipation. This is understanding of the game. How many times
footballing IQ?
Football IQ. How many times has that ball gone across the box time and time again? And there's nobody there. This kid said, I'm going to be Man City's Raheem Sterling. I'm going to box crash. I'm going to do the dribbling. I'm going to do the box crashing. I'm going to do the work rate. I'm going to do the crossing, the creation. This was a complete wing play performance. And in that space of that period of time, so little period of time as well, he showed everything. This for me, I have to put the handbrake on, but really, I don't think I do. This is our best winger. This is our best winger. Really, this is our best winger. This is our best winger. This is
the smartest. And the smartest winger.
The thing is,
he's got a much better blend of attributes, bro. He's got a well-rounded blend of attributes.
Because he still has the quality of crossing that Neto does. How much you spoke about anticipation at the back post, right? How long have we been playing with Neto? And no one understands to this day when Neto's on the right side, I need to make a late run from the back, coming from the back post, whether the ball reaches me or not. It's carbon copy. It is carbon copy. No, don't get me wrong. Neto might not get the crosses 10 out of 10, but he gets them 7 out of 10. How has no one capitalized consistently on that back post cross? How much times have everyone here doing watch along and you're saying, oh, that's a good cross on Neto, man. Shame no one. Imagine if we had an Esteval on that side. Or someone with the IQ to take advantage.
That's your clear upgrade on Noni. I don't give a shit about all this Arsenal. He's been doing this at Arsenal. That Esteval is an upgrade
That-
on Noni Madueke 10 times over.
Yeah, but that's
10
but
times
Matisse,
over, bro.
Matisse, yo, I'm so glad that you said that, because when I hear the discourse about Noni and that, yeah, they like to talk about Gittins and these guys, and I'm confused, and I'm like, number one, Noni was absolutely horrific on the left. Couple good performances in that on the left, but eventually he ended up even out of the team. The person that snatched his chain was Esteval, right? Because Noni and Esteval play in the same position, and like you're saying, Esteval is clearly better than him, right? But when you talk about the movement in behind with this guy, this is one of the main reasons why he's the only guy to have beaten Neymar's record, bro. Yeah, most GNA before their 18th birthday in Brazil. Because of this, yeah. Look at last week against Benfica, that the little pass Enzo played to him in the box. That was Esteval again, bro, the header, right?
Yeah.
He knows how to run in behind. Against Leverkusen, bro, the goal that he scored, he was there, right? Brazil, the overhead kick, he was there. You know what I mean? He's not ball watching. He's like, I need to be in the little danger, right?
Facts.
Against Palace, the miss that he had against Palace second half, he was there. Yeah, and I kept saying, I think I've been telling you guys as well. The goal is coming because he's getting himself in the right areas, and the goals are gonna keep coming because he keeps getting himself in the right areas. You know?
Do you know what the other thing is? And it absolutely astounded me. I know his quality. We've all known that his quality, and that back post finish. That's not a fluke. We've seen that against Bayer Leverkusen as well in the preseason. Like his footballing IQ to go into that back post, knowing there could be some scraps there waiting. He goes. But the thing that really astounded me the most, and this is one of the biggest differences I've seen with Esteval Willian and any of our other wingers, let's say, for example, we're talking about Noni, right, previously. Every single player on that field, as soon as Esteval came in, bro, it doesn't matter where they were looking, where is he? I need to give it to him. I need to give it to him. This is an 18-year-old.
He commands it.
Yeah,
this is an 18-year-old that every player is trying to find a pass to. I don't recall the last 18-year-old where senior players are trying to look for a pass to that player.
I love him
like
already.
Noni Madueke, I remember there were many Chelsea players.
I told you would.
I know. I knew.
I told you would.
They were avoiding to pass to Noni at times. He's free, and they're not passing to him. Like literally, Madueke is free, and they wouldn't pass to him. I've seen him many times doing watch-alongs, right? And that tells me this isn't just happening in the match. This happens from the training ground. They see the quality of this kid in the training ground, and they're like, "Oh, if this is what he's doing here, we need to pass in match time so that he can do all of this in real time." So, for me, look, Esteval Willian, first of all, 18-year-old. Winner. One of the other best things that I love about him is he came. So many things that an 18-year-old could say after getting a winner at Stamford Bridge against Liverpool. You know what the first thing this guy said? I thank God. I thank God and I thank my family. But you know, if I'm
to my ears.
If I'm 18 and I scored a winner at Stamford Bridge against Liverpool, I'll be like, I'm a party tonight. I'm going down. I'm having the best.
He didn't thank Astrid Wet.
No, he did not. He did not.
He said thank you to my family and to God. This is we can't go wrong. All we have to do is protect him and keep him available, fit, so he doesn't, we don't want any of that rubbish to cloud his career in terms of that. We have got to look after him.
Look at Matisse, look at Yamal, like for instance, like he's a superstar. Like
but
Yamal's got pubic like injuries.
I don't know what he's been getting up to.
Man's been drilling, bro, like a builder, bro.
Something I want to speak
about. Man's a handyman, bro. Man's a DIY.
He's a DIY for everyone out there. He's a DIY for everyone,
including the small ones.
Yes, he's got a side hustle, bro. I'm telling you. Esteval got a side hustle.
You might better not duck that fade, You better not duck that fade.
Yeah. So there's a topic I wanted to speak to you guys about. You remember how when Hazard was here, and we've all spoken about when Hazard was here, he really didn't have a running mate apart from Diego Costa for half a season. Seeing what Esteval can bring, and having a fully fit Palmer, and Joe Bridger when he's fully fit, this might be our three. This might be our golden ticket, boys.
Wait, what do you mean you're 3? Oh, 3 up front.
Yes.
No, do you know
I'm
what?
I'm not saying positional wise, but 3
Yeah,
quality players
I
that
hear
can
you.
help
Yeah.
each other.
No, but you know what my issue is, right? This is my issue. Obviously, Esteval's going to be inconsistent. He's young. I'm talking about what I think he is and what he can be when he gets consistent, when he gets the experience. I am already ready and signed up for that. There's a lot of players over the years, Mudryk, Madueke, now Garnacho, now Gittins, where I've got to really warm up to them. I've got to take this, but I haven't got that. I don't got no questions or qualms about the kid. I just need to look after the kid because, you know, it gets rough out there in the Premier League.
And what's frustrating as well. Go.
But sorry, my point is, but Palmer, I like on the right a lot as well, which is Esteval's position. Obviously, he can play 10. I like João Pedro in the 10 a lot, and I've been banging on about it all summer. João Pedro in the 10. If João Pedro, and you saw it in the 2 performances where he got his best performances, he was playing just behind the lap. If we signed, and someone said in the chat, I didn't want an Ekatike. That's a lie. I wanted Ekatike, actually. I just didn't release the video because we never bid or we never even made an inquiry. But my thumbnail, it was
there was a thumbnail. There was a thumbnail.
Like, I actually already had the thumbnail done. Yeah. If we had just anyone up there so we could just move the pieces around. And this is what I'm talking about, squad building and balance. Understanding what you're purchasing and making sure you make it make sense. And the manager has to do it too, but you've also got to make sure that the players numerically, each position, kind of leave him no choice. So you don't
you've got a striker in the squad right now to do that, though.
But you don't go into a season with an Nkuku as a striker option, as your second striker for Jackson. Yeah. You don't go into the season with just João Pedro and Delap. In my opinion, obviously now you have Guy, but you make sure that you have your 2 10s, you have your 2 right wingers, but make sure it's the right ones. Because if you have Esteval coming on off the bench, cameos for Cole Palmer right wing play, Cole Palmer right wing PSG play. With that overlap from Reece James that you're talking about. Reece James overlapping Cole fucking Palmer. And Gusto playing his strongest position. João Pedro in the 10, linking it, box crashing behind a striker.
I love it.
And then the left winger. That is Chelsea. And Esteval just coming in, just doing his thing when he needs to. When Palmer needs a rest, okay, we start Esteval. Bro,
I feel like a pubic injury right now.
Yeah, bro, I feel a pubic injury myself.
Someone tell him
right now.
I've got it all in my head, bro. Just put it there.
Give me a pubic injury now.
Look at the attack. And the thing is, if you actually deep it right now, goals hasn't been our problem, right? Even at the beginning of the season, like obviously we scored from like set pieces and that, but we've been scoring in open play as well. It's going the other way. It's been the mistakes. It's been conceding silly goals. Because right now, bro, we've conceded 1 less goal than Arsenal, right? Literally, we conceded 1 less goal than Arsenal, bro. So goals isn't the issue right now. But again, having the options of Palmer and that fit and having an Esteval, you can start them together for one. But like you're saying, you bring Esteval on the pitch against tired legs and that as well, right? He's more than capable of starting. Now imagine you bring him off the bench. The quality doesn't drop off. Like that triple sub of Gittins, Guillou, and Esteval. It was like second win. It was like second win.
Yeah. Because they didn't stop.
Everything was positive. Everything was positive.
Yes.
Everything was positive. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So boy, they're the sort of options that we actually have in our attack when we've got like everyone looking at our squad fit differently, bro. Our squad. The other day, Miz, there was a guy called I don't even know my man's name, Emilo or something like that. I've never seen my man before. He was on the bench. He was having to be on the bench because there's so many people not available. Right?
Emanalo, the sporting director.
Emanalo.
Oh yeah, Emanalo.
Emanalo.
I thought it was our Emanalo back then. He's
Nigerian.
I don't know if that's any link. But look, even Maresca saying prior to the match, there's a lot of things he could have done better in previous matches in terms of substitutions, and I feel like he did the right. At that point, at 1-1, he could have gone defensive mode again. He could have said, you know what?
I would have slapped him.
I'm going to go defense and I'm going to just take the point. And when Liverpool scored, I'm pretty sure all you guys felt the same way, that you don't deserve this goal one bit, Liverpool. You've been effing shit the entire game. How are you 1-1? You don't deserve it. But as the game was getting closer and closer to finish, I think we were always saying, for fuck's sake, we'll take the draw, but it's not deserved. It's not, we deserve a winner here. I'm so glad he did the substitutions that he did, because it gave the intent to the opposition We're not
Yeah.
happy with the draw. We're not happy with the draw.
yeah.
You don't deserve to get a point here. We're
So
here to win. You don't deserve it.
Yeah.
2 things on that point, right? Credit to Maresca, to Maresca, because he realized that even when Liverpool scored, the momentum did not shift. We were still on it. Guys, fellas, we have to give Enzo Fernandez credit for that win. And I'm not talking about the assist.
Big game. Big
For
game.
some reason, he always
Huge
shows
game.
up and puts out a performance against Liverpool. But this was my favorite simply because after Liverpool scored, for me, he took the initiative going forward. Whether the pass came off or not, he was still playing it.
Yeah.
I'm seeing man run from the left side of midfield to the right side of midfield to win the ball. I'm seeing him receive the ball, asking for the ball. Instead of getting it, he's putting himself into position to receive the ball directly from Robert Sanchez and playing a cross-field pass. I'm seeing him muscle man off the ball, muscle verts off the ball to then go on a counter-attack. He
was physical.
Bro.
He was covering ground. His passing, a couple of passes were off, but most passes were great. He was just energetic. He was a lot more energetic, and
he was getting it, and he was making the late runs that I wanted him to make to get that. He almost scored.
He should have scored that, but he should have scored that.
He was ahead. He was ahead of the ball. So anytime you see someone try to do this, that means you're ahead of the ball when it's been coming.
He didn't time it well. He didn't time it well.
And my biggest point is, I saw a couple passes that were wayward, but he didn't stop. He initiated that win, in my opinion. And
that's
then
the thing, though, that's the thing, though. Like we've got with someone like Enzo. Yeah, listen, the pass ain't gonna be spot on every single time. Like you need to keep giving them the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not gonna be perfect every time. People are like, oh, the pass was a bit shit. And it's like, bro, listen, some of the passes were good as well.
Bro,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The way that he was keeping the ball ticking, like there was a couple of times where
even the one to Cucurella right at the end. That was
Bro, that's the sort of pass where Cuckoo's just got to take. He ain't even got to take a touch. The man just hit it first time because the weight of pass was perfect. He just threaded it, right? And the thing about Enzo, if you look at a lot of our goals, even last season, Enzo is usually getting the pre-assist, right? That shows you how influential he is to the team, and that's why Maresca loves him, because he is influential to the team, especially when he's playing the way that he is. You know what I mean? The way that he was, right? Especially with like how we're building from the back. You know, he'll get the ball in the little half pocket. Before, when someone presses him, you just see him release it to Garnacho. You just see him release it to Cuckoo, and the ball's consistently moving. And we're going up the pitch. We're going up the pitch. You know what I mean? He was like that. He was the bridge between the attack and the defense.
Yeah, progressive play.
He was progressing the play for us. Yeah, progressing the play for us, bro. And again, off the ball, after the first half, he won the most duels and that with Caicedo on the pitch. Second half, again, bro, just doing what he was doing. You know what I mean? Like
it was immense, bro.
He had a very, very good game, bro. Very, very good game. He was one of the key reasons why we won.
100%. And I hope after the international break he continues that way. Honestly,
when someone's got their best attribute being something so rare, like a good pass, it's very difficult to pass the football. To weight it, time it, spot the actual pass, and then the person on the receiving end actually needs to be on the same mindset and the same flow and wavelength as you. You have to encourage that from someone that is capable. He was purchased for his passing. He wasn't purchased for anything other than his passing. Like his passing is his main thing. That's the main thing that stood out to me at Benfica. Yes, he can box crash. Yes, he can score. But I don't look to him and think, oh, he has to be one of our goal scorers. We should have like 5 other men before we even think of Enzo for goals.
Yeah.
His passing is rare. I don't give a shit what anyone says. I keep saying it. When you go around Europe, he's one of the best passers. He might not do it as consistently 100%. As he should. He might not do it as to a high level consistently as he should. But he's capable of playing passes that not many people in Europe can play, because really in the modern game, a lot of people are ball carriers. A lot of people are very, their athleticism's there. They're strong. They run with the ball. They're short passers. They're not that type of pass. That type of pass is almost a dying art. You don't see Lampard passes anymore. Gerrard passes. And I'm not putting him at that level because he's not. But what I'm saying is the level in passing in modern football in midfield has dropped because now it's system, so it's short pass, short range. So when you're
Madrid want him for a reason because they want him to replace Cruz. What Cruz used to bring for them, they want the same thing.
When I say
and
that,
do you know what? That's a good
laugh.
that's a good comparison.
When I say that, people laugh. But the world had much better passes 10 years ago. Spain had about 10 of them. Now there's barely there's not many. It's like there's only a few. So this is one of them. You've got to harness that. You got to encourage it, bro. Because
I'm going to be real.
Before you come in, Javon, yeah, look at the passes against because the thing is, people need to realize, right? When Enzo's playing deeper and when he's playing further up the pitch, the sort of passes you're going to be seeing are different because he's in a different part of the pitch. When he was playing deeper against Brentford, you're seeing man just pinging the ball over the top to Neto to make the run in behind and that. When you're seeing him playing further up, you're going to be seeing more through balls, more threaded passes, right? Yep. So go back to watch this guy when he was with Potter, for example. Yeah, that was probably when he played in that first phase the most, right? That role is exactly why Madrid won him, because Cruz used to do a similar thing for Madrid, where he would get the ball and he would basically beat that press by pinging it to Benzema, you know what I mean, to Ronaldo and all these guys, Modric, find them in the little pockets. Since Cruz has been gone, they've lost that aspect of their game. Yeah. And even against Arsenal, right, when they played Arsenal in the Champions League, you could clearly see they were missing Cruz, bro, because Modric was trying to do it, but you can't do it to the level of these sort of guys, right? Yeah. So that pass, Matisse is right, bro. Enzo has a niche skill set with his passing range, right? He knows how to dictate games and ping the ball and, you know what I mean, consistently keep the ball ticking, bro. That's what he does, man.
Do you know what?
And with Enzo, just quickly, Matisse, and with Enzo and the whole passing argument, it takes two to make that pass. I'm seeing a lot of the times, because I play ball and I play as a midfielder. Half the time you see the pass is there, but the receiving player is not on the same wavelength. There was a time he made a pass. The pass was so perfect, but Gittins didn't make the run. I was so frustrated. But majority everybody is going to blame Enzo for that pass. No. If somehow Enzo Fernandez can develop a chemistry with two of these attackers at the bare minimum to understand, okay, when my body shape is like this, because this is one of the things that made Cruz world class. He would always dictate where he's going to play the pass. So a Vinicius Jr., so a Benzema, so Rodrigo could run onto it and run into the channel. If Enzo Fernandez can develop that side with any one of our attacking players, it's going to be long.
100% agreed, man. And just quickly on the passing before I touch base on another matter, which is very interesting at the moment. Like, you look at the goal that we scored, which all started from the back. Like, there's a clip that's going around. It's all like, it's good to look back, because when we were all watching live, we only remember the final part, Enzo Fernandez passing to Cucurella. Cucurella hit it. But when you actually look back, it all started from the back. There was one pass for me that stood out the most in that entire sequence that I think developed that goal. You know whose pass that was?
Yeah,
Romeo Lavia. No, Romeo Lavia. Romeo Lavia. So I can't remember who it was that passed to Lavia, and Lavia.
Caicedo.
Yeah, he passed it to Caicedo.
Did you remember Caicedo's pass, though, Miss? Do you remember Caicedo's pass, bruv?
That was also good, but this one from Romeo Lavia for me, for the one the Romeo Lavia played, I can't remember who passed to Romeo Lavia. Romeo Lavia didn't look, he didn't think. The ball arrived and he slapped it across straight to Caicedo. And
it was Caicedo that did that. It was Caicedo that did that.
Was it Caicedo or was it Romeo Lavia that did that?
Caicedo passed the ball to Lavia. The way that you're saying, Caicedo got the ball and he did a reverse pass. And he took players out.
First time pass.
Caicedo. That was
Caicedo.
Yeah, that wasn't
Romeo Lavia.
Lavia played the ball to Cuckoo. I watched that goal so many times. It's Caicedo.
Yeah. Bro, that pass from Caicedo.
Yeah.
Bro, there was, I think, at least 3 Liverpool players that were rushing at that time trying to win the ball. That first time hit from Caicedo.
No, that was Hato. That was Hato. When Hato, remember when Hato was on the ball and then there was 3 Liverpool players coming at him. One trying to.
You're talking about something else. We're talking about something else, Jason.
The final play. The final play.
Oh, okay, the final play. Oh, that was Caicedo.
So, that was brilliant. Lads, I wanted to talk about this because this is actually a bit of a topic, and I think it's rightly that we touch base on this. I want to know what you guys think about this, and to the live chat as well, because I'm starting to see an agenda being formed on Pedro Neto. I think I've recently seen Matisse comment on this as well on Twitter, saying that he wants more from Neto. And I think we might all have a divided view on this. Brother over here saying, tell that to Miz, gaslighting us about Neto off the ball work rate. Lads, I don't know about you guys. I know Pedro Neto needs to give us a lot more in attack. I fully understand that. He needs to deliver more goals and assists, but there's a big role that this player is playing in Maresca's system. I don't need that to be overlooked. The way Neto was tracking Kerkez's run and making sure Kerkez was never, ever alone, for me, that holds huge value. I know people will say, but Miz, Kerkez has got to give stuff going forward. Pedro Neto's got to give stuff going forward. But please, for a second, don't disregard the work rate that Pedro Neto is putting. And as Javon's mentioned earlier on, there's a lot of inverted crosses that Pedro Neto should be getting assists for, and he's not getting assists for. Yes, he should be getting into scoring positions to shoot and score. But I'm not sitting here and taking this guy off as yet because he provides a lot for us.
So with Neto, to be in a title race, your most senior winger has to play to a certain level. It's since the history of time. We're going back to Salah's, we're going back to Mahrez, we're going back to Hazard, we're going back to whatever winger you want in a top title. John in the chat, don't bring up Leicester to me again. I told you I don't want stupid comparisons. We're not Leicester. I'm not on a 5,000 to 1 bet. I'm not on a 5,000 to 1 bet. I'm not taking an anomaly in 50 years of Premier League history, right? So please, again, 1 game a week. I'm looking at regular winners, regular top teams. Because he costs 60, because he's our most senior winger, because he's the only one that's been here for more than a season. All of these factors mean he's the one that's looked upon to be the main winger. And the main winger has to do main winger things. If we're talking about tracking back, I applaud it. If we're talking about due diligence, I applaud it. If we're talking about work rate and crossing, I applaud it. But that's not enough to be Chelsea's main winger in a title race. So this is what people need to understand.
True.
Right? That's Gallagher work. Whether you like to hear it or not, that's Portuguese Gallagher work out wide. And when it was Gallagher, the script is very different. The narrative is very different. And that's with 60 million paid for. So I'm just trying to be fair. Because when the Cobham guys are working hard, but they don't cost anything, they're not getting the same light shone on them. So if you're going to be that guy, that's fine. And that's fantastic for the squad to balance everything. But that's not a main winger. That's a secondary winger. That's a tertiary winger. That's a Willian. That's a Pedro to a Hazard. And unfortunately, that means Esteval is that Hazard because you're putting a lot of pressure on Esteval. In 2 years, I have no problem saying Esteval, but it's just not fair to say that to Esteval right now. And that's the issue I have with the winger situation. What I'm asking for from a primary winger is Elise Bayern Munich shit. That's Chelsea level, Premier League title contending level. What Elise is doing at Bayern Munich at that price point. That is the level. No, I can't ask Neto to do that, but that's where the frustration comes from. Now, the frustration shouldn't be at the player because the player can only do what he can do. Neto didn't show you Elise type footwork at Wolves. Neto didn't show you. Neto is doing exactly what Neto can do. So Neto is doing his job, and I like Neto for his job. But what I'm saying is that's where the frustration is coming from. That's why I understand. Because people want to be in a title race, people want to win shit, and people can very clearly, just with the eye test and watching Esteval and watching Neto, they can clearly see what Neto can and can't do, and they know what he needs to be able to do for us to do certain things. And that is the problem. That's the problem.
It's the variety, man. It's the variety of his game. It's the variety in his game, man. He needs to add more variety to his game.
For me, Dan, I'm not even asking you for Elise level. I'm just asking you for more goals and assists above 10, please. But on both categories, not collectively, on both categories. Can you contribute more going forward? I don't want to disrespect any one of our strikers, but we don't have anyone that I can look to say, he's gonna definitely give me 10 goals by a certain amount of time in the season. We need our wingers to contribute. And again, it's too early to put that on the kid, right? So Neto, as our most senior winger, I'm not asking you for the trickery. I'm not asking you to do what Elise does.
I am.
Bro,
My point
You can
is
do it.
bare minimum contribute to goals and assists at average level. And my average level is at 10 goals and 10 assists.
and what does he have now? 1 goal and no assists in all competitions. So let's not get this fucking twisted, lads. Because we don't have a killer up front. We don't have Haaland up front. If we had a Haaland striker, then all these wingers wouldn't need crazy output. Just put it on a plate for Haaland, he bangs. Put it on a plate for the striker, he bangs. But we already understood João Pedro is not that kind of striker. Is João Pedro going to put up 20 Premier League goals like we thought in pre-season? We're not sure, are we?
Yeah.
We need the goals. We need to kill off games.
I think we can. I think we can.
Maybe, but
behind the striker.
you know, but it's not easy, right?
Yeah.
And you again, it's not fair to ask you.
But Matisse,
Someone's got to put the goals in. Hold on, one thing. If you don't put the ball in the back of net, Miz, it leaves the game open. When the game's open, you drop points. We need to kill teams off. That's our problem. When we're on top, we don't kill teams off. And one of the people that have got to start helping us kill teams off is Pedro Neto.
Yep.
Garnacho, he's 20 in his first season. Gittins, he's 20 in his first season. Esteval's 18 in his first season. I cannot look to any of, and I don't even highly rate 2 of those paid people. So that's just it being hypocritical. I cannot ask anyone other than the 60 million Pedro Neto, who's been in the Premier League since I was about 19 years old, to not bag goals as a winger. I can't tell him.
That's the thing, though. That's the thing, though. Like, again, this is where people need to actually go and do their research and that before just looking at names, right? Because before Neto came Chelsea, bro, everyone was talking about him the way they talk about Semenyo. Yeah, when you talk to Man City fans, I would love Neto at the club. You talk to Arsenal fans, I would love Neto at the club. You talk to Liverpool fans,
they were linked. Arsenal was linked.
Arsenal were linked. Tottenham, bro, he nearly went Tottenham before we got him. Everyone was after this guy to be starting for their club, right? Because of what they were seeing at Wolves. But you go check the track record at Wolves. He's always been a facilitator, bro. He's never been a goal scorer. And that's where I'm looking at him now to elevate his game. Because it's not like Neto can't strike a ball, right?
Exactly.
Neto knows how to fucking hit the ball. He's one of our best ball strikers in the team. Yeah.
To be able to cross the ball like that, you know how to hit the ball.
Yeah, you know how to hit the ball, but it's all about that separation. It's all about consistently separating from the defender and finding those angles to score, right? I liked what he was doing against Benfica, where he was actually trying to be direct and actually try to shoot and whatnot. But he needs to create better angles for himself. And at the same time, Neto, for me, will always thrive best with a striker like an Osimhen, right? A striker like a Dilat, yeah? An actual target man, a Guiu up top. They're the sort of strikers Neto needs to be playing with. When you're trying to play with a João Pedro to drop play, link up and that, Neto's not really he's not really a link up type winger. He's more, I'm gonna, go on the outside or whatever, or cut in, look up and cross it in, and obviously, create for the striker like that. And to be fair to him as well, he's good with the cutbacks as well. If you remember the goal we scored against Liverpool last season, when Enzo scored, he knows how to cut it back, right? I'm even sure this season I've seen a couple cutbacks from him as well. So he knows how to facilitate, but it's the goals he needs to add. And at the same time, hold on, just to finish. And at the same time, I feel like we need to pair Neto with an actual striker, bro. That's how I look at his game.
We said that in the summer.
Yeah, we said that since last season. I said Neto would look a lot better if we had a target man up front.
It's true, bro.
I mean, I'm not disregarding that he needs to contribute more in terms of goals, but the way some of those inverted crosses are going into the box, those are easy tap-ins most of the times. Javon mentioned that earlier on. Like, Pedro Neto is missing out on a lot of stats just purely based on that. The amount of times he's beating the entire defense with that inverted cross, and all it takes is someone to make a late run into the far post, and you're literally, it's a tap-in, it's a header, or it's a tap-in, or just put your shot, chest against the ball and it's in. People need to understand that there are other facets that could help him reach those levels that we are talking about. But yes, I do understand the goal scoring. I see most of the times Neto, when he's on the field, he's not getting into those areas to score goals. Like, he's too far wide. He's not in the box. He's not like, for example, Esteval William. he's so smart, like footballing IQ. He's there in the far post. He's there just like, how are you as a kid always in the right spot all the time? Like you're just sensing blood. And that's something that I agree. Like we need Neto to smell blood when you're inside the box.
When the ball's on your side, I expect you to be a touchline winger. But when the ball's getting towards the attacking final third, there's no reason for you to not be anywhere other than in the box. Why are you like when the way that, because João Pedro is very similar in many ways to Roberto Firmino. The way that these wide inside forwards were getting their goals is when one of them were on that flank, the other one was in the box. Why would you not be in the box? What would be the point in you being outside the box where the midfielders are, or being on the other touchline when the ball is coming towards the attacking final third? Box crashing. I said it on Twitter. Neto needs Raheem Sterling's box crashing from Manchester City. Box crashing, box crashing, box crashing. All this cutting in on your left foot, scoring screamers like Iron Robin, it ain't happening on a regular basis. I don't care how good of a ball striker we think he is. He's just not going to do it. If he was going to do it, he would have done it by now. And the manager don't even really have him in those areas and zones anyway. Box crash. Doesn't matter what system, positional play, this, that, and the third. There is always room for box crashing in football. Always.
The goal he scored against West Ham, Matisse. João Pedro.
That's the one.
That should be his bread and butter. That really should be his bread.
Can I ask you guys?
Garnacho, bro. Garnacho. I'm sorry. Like I saw a few people say he was wasteful. I thought those cutbacks. Someone should be there, man. Like
I thought Garnacho was good, bro.
Neto should be there. Neto and Pedro.
Neto should be there.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, Pedro's injured as well. People, I can clearly see it. I'm watching.
He wasn't moving. He wasn't moving properly. Not
moving properly, bro. He's been moving a bit gingerly, bro. That guy's injured. Yeah, well, run that guy into the ground. You know what I mean? And I know the output hasn't been great recently, but it wasn't long ago against United. He was a one-man machine. Yeah, we've had people sent off. What do you want Neto to do in these situations, right? But Maresca can help him as well at the same time, and I think it's just there's so many little tweaks that Maresca can make to make us play a lot better, man. You know what I mean? We've got some good fixtures coming up, man.
Let me ask you guys a quick question just before we go.
Yeah.
Does anyone feel like when Neto is on the ball going forward that it's going to generate into a goal, whether he does it himself or he creates it for anyone? Because I feel like when Neto's going forward, I lost confidence in the sense that, okay, he's going directly towards goal. He's going to pop off a shot or something. I feel like once you get to the final third, it all just fizzles away. And that's what I'm asking for him to improve upon.
Javon, do you remember this goal? I think the classic case scenario for Neto, which comes naturally to him, is, do you remember last season the goal against Newcastle where Cole Palmer pinged off an amazing pass?
Yeah. And then he goes on and he crosses it.
Neto goes in and he crosses it to Jackson. Jackson scores. I think that play comes very naturally to Neto. Like that was Wolves type of football, right? Someone from deep pinging a ball to Neto. Neto runs in full throttle and then finds the pass to Jackson. Jackson at Chelsea finds himself a lot of the times where there's defenders in front of him all the time. There's two defenders. He's always having to cut back. He's not your Estevao. Estevao William can take players on. Neto seems like he finds it difficult to beat one, sometimes even two players. But he does have the pace. He just doesn't have that burst of pace when you're standstill. He doesn't have that accelerator. Neto's someone, he's on the run, and once he's on the run, if you catch him, he'll smoke you. Do you know what I mean? So
transitional football like this.
That's fantastic.
You know. Yeah, transitional football.
Exactly. Transitional footballer. Before we go to the super chats, I just want to quickly ask the lads to wrap up this entire section. And the title of the today's episode was "Time to Kick On." Like, yes, we've dwelled on about how we've done well against Liverpool, but none of this is going to mean anything if we don't, after the international break. Boy, oh boy, like Nottingham Forest, Ange Postecoglou's in deep trouble, like deep trouble. If that is anything but a win straight after the international break, like we're back here again, like just talking nonsense, feeling nonsense. You know what I mean? That needs to be a win. Ajax, I think, in the Champions League straight after that.
Yeah. And then Sunderland.
Ajax is getting done left, right, and center by everyone in the Champions League, and then Sunderland.
And Wolves.
And then I think after Sunderland,
Listen,
and then it's
Wolves.
That
Bro.
passage of here we have something. So we've got Benfica, Liverpool, and then the 4 matches. We have something serious to build now. Like we literally have a platform to build and to explode into the month of October, December. Really set us up. If we don't, as a squad, lock in, bro. If we don't lock in now, bro, it's gonna look big.
Do you know what? It's quite simple, yeah.
Yeah.
Honest. It's quite, and Don knows what I'm gonna say. It's quite simple. The fixtures are there. Big Ange is the manager of Nottingham Forest, so there's tax.
Yeah.
You have to beat him. I don't care if it's 12:30 international break. South American players, Caicedo didn't travel. Listen, I can hear it all, but at the end of the day, I'm not even asking for a top performance at Nottingham Forest. You just have to win that game. If jet lag or whatever, just win the game. 12:30 Saturday, first game back. Chelsea need to win their next 5. He will be like, no, it's too much. No, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Yeah,
6 because still got Karabakh.
I do this shit every season. People run away. They start screaming, Forest gone. Why are you running? People, Forest away, Sunderland at home, Wolves away, Tottenham 3-point lane away. I'm not going to take any less. And Wolves at home and Burnley away. If you're on something, let me know now. You should be winning all those games. Because again, we could do all this talk, but we're 5 points behind Arsenal already, and they've got favourable fixtures all in London coming up. So going into that game at home to Arsenal on the 30th of November, I want to be nearby. And then we can get excited. Then we can do the glazing. Then we can do the gassing.
To be fair,
if you're gonna drop points in these games and you're gonna piss about, I'm sorry. That's why this Liverpool performance has to be a one-off. There is no reason as to why you should not be winning these football matches.
To be fair, to build really quickly, Matisse, because you're missing out on a very key game. If we do pick up all those points, guess who we play right after? Arsenal themselves at home.
Oh no, that's exactly what Matisse said. That's what I said. Honestly, Matisse, I want you to be this close to like Robbie and this close.
You have to be
Turkish, but on their neck.
Wait,
listen.
I'm right behind you.
Wait, if you're involved in these title races, which we're not at the moment, whether until we get back involved, if we do, you have to assume the team that is now probably the bookies' favorite is going to win all their games. So you don't go at home to Arsenal more than 5 points behind.
No.
You go in either the same or less. So there is no chitter chat about anything other than winning these games. Because if this team is what it's meant to be, do it. Get it done. And if you're not ready, if you're not informed, then someone else better be. If you're not ready, then someone else better be. But enough of you better be informed or better be ready to win these football matches. They are on a platter. If you can't do that, then
I love how Matisse said, Tell me now if you're serious, because if you're not, I've got other things to do.
The war hat doesn't come out unless it's 5 wins in a row. It just doesn't. It doesn't.
I love it, man. I absolutely love it.
The only
they've got hard games. Well, they've got Bayern, we've got Barca. They've got Bayern at home. We've got Barca at home. And the thing is, they actually play. I think they play on a Wednesday. We play on the Tuesday. So we've actually got
we play on the Tuesday. Yeah, I have the schedule up in front of me. We play on the Tuesday. The only thing I'll say, the only thing I'll say is what will help us is those Champions League games, because those Champions League games, based on the atmosphere and who we're playing, will breed confidence. So if you go and smash Karabakh when we roll into Wolves, it's a long day for Wolves. You know, go to Burnley, and then depending how the Barcelona game goes, we'll see what we do against Arsenal. Hey, man, I'm feeling good for a run.
100%, man. Let's see what happens. All right, super chat time. Asad, thank you so much. Mariska is the enemy of progress. Oh. Brother, Asad, like, something besides the manager, something else. Like every week, the same old story. Mariska is the enemy of progress. We have players. Something different would be nice, Asad. Martin, thank you so much. The kid is special. Phil Quenda will be as well. Yeah, look, I've watched a bit of Sporting recently and Quenda as well, but I think it could be a bit of a problem. Well, it really depends how Mariska is going to do this. Esteval, I think, is someone who can definitely play in that 10 because he's got that technical quality to turn and be very, very nifty. Whereas I think Quenda is an out-and-out winger. He is an out-and-out winger, but he's also someone who's looking very, very special. I've seen him. I think I know the opposition wasn't a big opposition. Kairat Almaty, our, Dastan Sapa's team, where I think Quenda beat like 3-4 men and then scored from that wide right side position. So we'll see. I think it's a next season problem. We don't need to worry about it now. Asad, once again, thank you so much. Without the SD, we don't get Esteval and Caicedo. And to a certain degree,
Hold on a second. Was it the SDs that finalized that Caicedo negotiation, or did someone else have to step in and finish it off for them? Because from my memory, someone else jumped in at the last minute to finalize those negotiations because Liverpool were starting to up their bids and things were starting to get a bit scary. Same thing they had to do for Enzo Fernandez. The big deals that actually went through. Anyway, you can name the players that you can name the other players that they signed as well if you want, or you could just name those two.
Absolutely. Look, you got to balance it out. Like for every Esteval, we had the Cesare Cassidy, we had David Datra Fofana, we had the Washingtons, we had Angelo Gabriel, who both Matisse and I actually liked Angelo Gabriel. He could have been something.
I actually did like him, but now that they got Esteval, it's like
Fofana, man. Datra Fofana should have got more minutes with Potter. Potter kept playing Havertz, bro.
It's true.
The guy was right there.
He should have actually got some more minutes.
I remember when he started against Southampton, best player on the pitch, gets taken off at half time at the bridge. Lavia bossed us.
Yeah, I remember that game. David Jota Fofana was actually good. Asad, once again, thank you. Enzo and Pedro are a liability in this team. And Enzo and Pedro are a liability in this team. Enzo kills so many attacks, bad pass and bad touches. Pedro never in the box, comes deep in big Champions League games. We lose. Look, Pedro, I get it. He does need to get into the box a lot more and score. Enzo Fernandez, liability. Look, I know he's been lethargic. He hasn't started off good, but I don't think if we've forgotten Enzo Fernandez from last season, come on.
Which liability is he talking? He must be mad.
Oh, by the way, which Enzo are you talking about? Fernandez or Maresca?
Which Pedro? What Pedro? What Pedro is he talking about?
Enzo Fernandez.
João Pedro, a liability. Bloodfire, you must be watching something else.
Is it João Pedro or Pedro Neto?
I don't. It must be João Pedro he's talking about. Not. He can't be talking about. There's no way.
He is. No, he's talking about Pedro Neto because the topic at the time was Pedro Neto. We didn't discuss João Pedro at length.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know about that as well. Asad, you're on a mad one, bro. Marchin, thank you so much. Do you all think the issue squad holes we have to deal with this is due to how we future plan? No one buys as many players in advance like us.
Maybe.
What happens to Palmer when Quenda takes kid rolls in? Because we'll have 3 starting quality right wingers. What do we do then? Who can play left?
Yeah, do you know what? You're right. I actually don't even want to say it's because of the. Yeah, I don't even want to say it's because of this. Because why would you lack certain positions because you have other positions coming through, but then you stockpiled in other positions and you have more coming through? Like it doesn't make sense. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is us on the right side leading.
That Quenda and Esteval and Palmer on that side, boy, you're set. You look set. But then on the other side, you're not so set for me. So...
all attacks through the right.
Bro.
What?
So I don't know. What's going on?
You know when they say 4-3-3, the 3 are all going to be on the right.
It's gonna be a Real Madrid situation where one starts on the right, other starts on the left, and then drift over. You know how you have Rodrigo, Mbappe, and Vini last season? They all drifted over to the left in one game.
I don't even want Esteban on the 10. I like him on the right.
Me too, actually.
I like him on the right. Like I want this guy to have space so he can kill people 1v1. I want him to enjoy himself. 10 is not always the most enjoyable position. It's very, very difficult defensively as well. You got to get back into midfield. You got especially if Enzo's in that pivot. There's a lot of work that goes into the 10 on and off the ball. You got to start the press. You know, it's not easy.
Your back is
18-year-old
always against the defender as well. Like as
That's
a
what I'm
10,
saying.
you're not looking
And
that
then
way.
when
You're
they
always...
go and stick a nasty Elliot Anderson on your clock and he's on your case 90 minutes following you around the pitch. No, bro. Leave that man on the right to have fun. Leave him on the right to have fun.
Mujahid, thank you so much. If you guys had one person to sign in Jan, who and why? Look, I've not even thought about this because Jan's so far away. I'm like Don. I'm thinking what we got now, let's utilize them to the fullest and we'll see what happens down the track. Like, I don't know about you guys. Like, I'm not even thinking about who to get in Jan. Like,
I'd bring back Saul. I'd bring back Saul. We already signed him. I'll bring him back.
The defender?
Shout.
Yeah, from Strasbourg. I'd bring him back.
He's a good defender for sure.
He's left-footed, isn't he?
Nah, he's right-footed. He's like a right-footed.
Okay.
I would do a deal. I would do a deal to get rid of one of the wingers on the left side and bring in, a Kenny Needles or a Rodrigo or someone of starting quality on that left hand side.
Look how easily he just said Rodrigo.
Listen, hey. A Kenny Needles or a Rodrigo, just give me somebody at starting quality on the left or Semenyo. Left hand side, winger, can score goal.
Semenyo's gone, bro. He's like, I think Bournemouth, last I saw from someone, Bournemouth apparently asking for something around 100 million. So that ship has...
No, it's gonna... This is what happens this happens every season to every player in form. In form, they're gonna be worth 100 million. The minute they drop a bit of form, goes down to 80, 60. So we'll wait.
If Harry Kane's come back to England, bring.
I love it.
Okay,
Forget about it. That's what happened. I would absolutely love that.
This is why.
Can you imagine if he joins Chelsea,
bro? If he comes back to England, bro, who's he going?
Breaks the record here.
I think he's going to Man United. I really do think he's going to Man United.
I hope he does because he can't go to a title rival, bro.
He ain't going to Arsenal. There's no way he's going to Arsenal.
He can't go Man City.
I think Man City is over.
And he can't go Liverpool.
Maybe Tottenham.
Cool. He can't go. Okay, cool. We're good.
Maybe Tottenham.
Yeah.
Woo! Shit.
I think you'll probably go back there.
We've done the elimination.
I just had to do that real quick because if that brother came in and he went to a title rival, Jesus.
Unless he's like at that point, he's like, I don't know. I don't see Kane falling off anytime soon, innit? I don't see him dropping down his level anytime soon, man. He takes care of himself.
Yeah, nah, Kane's still the boss, bro. Like, I can just imagine Tobes. If he goes to either Chelsea or Arsenal, I think he's gonna lose it. Absolutely lose it.
I would love that.
Can you imagine?
That's the day when you just see the shirt rip off. You know what I mean?
Tobes absolutely hates Matisse. Can you imagine if Harry Kane joins Chelsea? It's
Kane's
past. Yeah, you see his Tobes guy, Matisse. Yeah, I've been going back and forth with him in the GC because obviously I was like, look, for me right now, the best midfielder in the world is Caicedo. That's my opinion, right? He's like, it's a lie, it's Pedri. And I'm like, bro, if you believe Pedri's your best midfielder, so be it, right? Pedri and Caicedo are different types of midfielders. It depends what you're looking for, what you like, what you want, right? So I don't know why you're moving, like, he's moving like it's a wild take. Even Matisse was telling me the other day, like, Chelsea's midfield can be one of the best in the world or can be the best in the world at its best. Toby's like, it's impossible. It's impossible. No chance.
Bro, they attacked Matisse. I was like, what is all this attack about? Like, it definitely can be one of the best. If not already one of the best. Like, I don't know how that's a wild take. I found Turkish saying that Arsenal's midfield is one of the best. Like, I just found that very
better than us, man.
Bro, I saw someone said they would take Frankie De Jong over Caicedo. All right. I was like, all right, I'm not having a conversation with you.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, Javon. I'm telling you, if Real Madrid's midfield was Caicedo, Enzo, Lavia, Palmer, Esugo, Santos, no one will be saying anything. They wouldn't argue against it. It's the Chelsea hate. That's what it is. It's just the hate for Chelsea, bro. That's why they do that.
100%, man. Ty, thank you so much. That last goal, we scored. Everyone on the team touched the ball. Plus, can't we wrap Lavia in bubble wrap, man, is crucial to us. Yeah, man. That last goal, that entire sequence was just sensational.
Big up Hato as well, man. Big up Hato when he came on, man.
Bro, top performance. Top
Yeah.
performance. Top
Yeah.
performance.
You see,
Joga
Matisse?
Benito.
If this don't happen, listen to me. Play Hatta, centre back. Give him time. He does things like this.
Joga Benito is saying, like Ma early in the season said, Neto is in his prime and needs to have a influential season. 1 goal, 0 assists in 8 games is not enough. His defensive work rate, Martinelli, but he's an offensive player. Look, I'm not disagreeing with the offensive side of things, but I think let's not disregard the defensive side. Like, honestly, take him away and watch how imbalanced the team becomes. Like, and I'm not taking anything away that he shouldn't enter the box and score more. He needs to do that, but don't disregard the other facets of his game, which is very important for us right now. Asad, thank you once again. Lavia better than Enzo, and Caicedo sadly never fit. Lavia better than Enzo, and Caicedo sadly never fit. Oh, Lavia better than Enzo and Caicedo. Yeah, I'm not sure about better than Caicedo. Caicedo right now is probably the best midfielder in the world.
He's not better than Caicedo. He's not a better shooter.
Yeah.
He's not a better defender. Like defensively, he's not better.
Who talking about who?
Lavia. He's saying Lavia is better than
Lavia.
Caicedo.
Why are we comparing both our
Why are we
players?
even doing this? Man, just
Yeah,
shut
why
up,
we
man.
do-
Assad, bro, shut up, Assad, man. No, someone needs to tell this guy.
What are we doing here?
Someone needs to tell this guy to shut up, man. Honestly.
Just shut up, bro.
I'm just out here yapping, bro. Shush. No one cares.
Yeah, sure.
But
Right,
as
you even got me
Saeed was saying,
debating this.
Hey, first some tomatoes for
Hey,
first some tomatoes for Assad, man. We got Assad, but it's some tomato time for you people. Honestly, some tomatoes in the chat for this guy, man. You know what I mean? Moving a bit crazy right now, Assad. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Man, damn, bro.
You know what I mean?
making us have
We're complimenting
debates
each other.
just
He's 6'3".
unnecessarily.
He's like your height.
Unnecessarily
How tall
making
is
us have
he?
debates.
Your height.
Matisse tall. Matisse tall.
Matisse
bro.
how
I'm
tall?
like,
How
oh,
tall?
sorry. I'm like 6 foot, probably 1.
He's 6'3". He's a big. He's a big guy. He's a big guy.
That's good for him. He's still a big donut, fam.
No,
He's a
for
tall
real,
lad.
why are we complaining?
What, you think because you're tall, you can get away with stinky
Nah, of course not. Of
conversation,
course not.
bro?
I'm just he's put it in there, so he's saying something.
Yeah,
He's
man,
seeing
be
what he's saying.
tall. Be tall you like, bro. You're still bringing up dumb things, bro.
I say this.
Yeah,
I say this. Each one of our midfielders bring a different aspect. For
Exactly.
Exactly.
me, Lavia, persistent.
Yes.
Caicedo covering the ground like how
Yes.
water covers earth,
Yeah.
and Enzo beautiful passing. When
Collection. Collection.
Yeah, man.
Why is
They
man
all
comparing
compliment each other.
breakfast? We got breakfast, we got lunch, we got dinner. Man's comparing English breakfast to pizza. And why are we doing this?
Yeah.
What are we doing? It's not even
Enjoy it all.
It's
Enjoy
not even
it
the
all.
same course.
We have it. We have it.
You need all throughout the day. Why are you comparing cereal?
You
with
can't have 3
Man-
Lavias in the
Man
team,
only
bro.
wants to have
Yeah.
man only wants to have breakfast all day long.
We need a
There
goal
are
from
places-
midfield. Man's talking about Lavia. We need a goal from midfield. What's going on?
there are places that just do breakfast all day long. So I understand what he's trying to say. Some people just want to have breakfast all day long. Anyway, lads and ladies and gentlemen in the live chat, that brings us to the end of this show. Another banging show, another fantastic conversation with everyone to the live chat as well. Awesome comments. Smash up the like button. If you're here for the first time, make sure you guys subscribe. I'm racing towards 50,000, so thank you so much to that. And make sure you guys all subscribe to everyone's channel. Matisse, I think he's now racing towards 200. I think you're close to 150,000 last I checked.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Oh,
Yeah, so he's get him to 150 and then beyond. Don, you're about what? 20?
nearly on 10K, man. I'm on 9 point. Let me
Oh,
check.
10.
Nearly on 9.5. Nearly on 9.5.
Don needs to be by the end of this season close to 25,000. Like, that's a non-negotiable. We've got enough people here in the live chat on a regular. Subscribe to Don. Please subscribe to him immediately. Check out his content as well. Some banging stuff. He goes to the matches. He's got really good content on his channel. Javon as well. Javon, my man, closing to 5,000.
Closing to 2,000. Almost there.
2,000. All right, there you go. Help out Javon as well. He's doing a lot of podcasts, a lot of different shows with many different other Chelsea fans all across the world. So give Javon all the love. He does the reviews, previews, and all that on his channel as well. Lads, just quickly, what are you guys doing during the international break, Matisse?
Boy, there's a lot going on. I'm not even sure, but I know I'm recording with Big Six today.
Nice.
So there should be content coming out there. And yeah, I was meant to launch something, but yeah, a lot going on in the background. My team is discombobulated. There's a lot of personal issues, family issues going on. So that's why I'm not really uploading that much, as well as being busy. I'm just literally just trying to hold down the fort. So we'll hopefully get through this period, and then we'll be back to uploading more.
And then explode. Don, what are you doing during the international break, bro?
Yeah, man. Me and Greeny are gonna do a 1v1, one-on-one even. This week at some point. I think probably Sunday. And I need to basically get everyone's availability, man, because I need to get all the couple Arsenal fans on, obviously Liverpool as well. But it's just hard to get everyone's availability at times, man. Like Roms will say he's free on this day, but then this guy will say he's not free on that day, and it's like trying to organize a show, people. These are the things that you guys don't see. You know, it's difficult, man. I'm gonna sort something out like that, just like a little recap of where everyone's at right now. But yeah, look out for that one, people. I'm not sure when it's gonna be. I asked for today, but again, no one was around for today. So just look out for that one, man. Just sub to the channel and follow me on Twitter as well.
Awesome. Javon, what you got going on during the international break, bro?
Yeah, the boys are busy, so no sideline view tonight. But we're trying to pattern a live, maybe on Sunday. Like I said, just like Dan said, and subscribe to the channel, and you will see the notification there. We're trying to partner live to get some of your questions. Have people go back at Robert if they want to go back at Robert, and everything Chelsea.
Awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, big up to each and every one of you guys, and we shall catch you same time, same place next week. Until then, take care. See ya. Bye. Peace.